Welcome to the JAMODI podcast. We are all surrounded by amazing coaches and leaders. So let's get an inside look at not just what they do, but how they do what they do. After all, becoming the best versions of ourselves is JAMODI, just a matter of doing it. Coaches, we are all searching for ways to better evaluate players in order to give meaningful feedback. Over 15 years ago, I put together a test called the JAMODI Skill Rating. The JSR takes players through a series of tests involving basketball skill or athleticism, giving them one rating at the end. Their JSR rating will give you clarity on what needs to be discussed with players and parents on areas they need to focus on improving. I test our players at least 4 times each year. They're able to compete against each other, past players' scores, and most importantly, their past performances. If you'd like to start testing your athletes, email me at jamodipodcast@gmail.com for more information.
I think a lot that we've been talking about here, though, is about players and how we communicate with them. What confidence is such a big thing, and you can see players, even at the highest levels, confidence go up, confidence go down. What role do we play in a player's confidence?
Yeah. So the first thing is confidence. And we all know, for the most part, it's associated with making basket. Oh, he's not making basket. That's his confidence is down. Well, that's not confidence. Like confidence is what you're doing to bring value to your team. And we celebrate that a lot. We talked about earlier about the fast breaks off of a mid range jumper. Well, the guy that got the rebound, he contributed to it. The guy that he outed to got the rebound. The one that's going to get the ton of credit is the one that made the layup. But those 3 guys all played a pivotal part. So we give confidence to those players in that respective possession. The guy that contested the shot, the one that got the rebound, the one that got the outlet and made the perfect pass for the straight layups. I think recognizing their contributions to the teams, and we know not everybody is a 20-point scorer, a 12-point scorer. Some might go 0 points the whole game, but played with a ton of confidence. Why? Because what was asked to do in that game, they did at a high level. So just remind them that what their job is, that respective game, or for that respective team, that they're doing it at the high level. We all associate confidence with making baskets, but there's a ton of players that go the whole game without scoring and playing confident the whole way because they did the right thing. So just remind them that yes, you missed that shot, but the way you're guarding their best player is second to none. Keep doing that. That's what you're doing good. That's what you're doing good.
Yeah.
Keep
Yeah.
doing that.
Yeah. I think rewarding more than just the leading scorer or the guys that score a lot. And then maybe so at the end of your game or maybe at the next practice, when you have a moment for celebrations, like a reminder of what are some things, guys, that you thought went really well in that game. And they start talking, and that's an opportunity, one, to listen to what they see and kind of take away some of the things that, wow, I don't know. I didn't really think that was that big of a deal, but a few guys have mentioned that. But that's also a good time for us as coaches to get to highlight those players that did do the little things that don't always show up. But the glue guys, right, that we all know are
Yeah.
super important. I think that goes a long way because if you're not careful through social media or through your maybe even the way that you speak or act towards you kind of start celebrating the same players
Yeah.
every game. And even though that leading scorer, the guys that do carry the load there, that's important. We can be really intentional with highlighting those small things. And those comments, I feel like go a long, long way.
And I find myself like not needing to bring everybody together to celebrate, but like we'll be in the middle of practice or the next day because our after games are light days, and we'll be like, man, hey Derek, that was 2 first 2 floors yesterday, man. Good job. That was 2 first 2 floors. Man, so and so, hey, 2 charges yesterday? Not bad, not bad. 2 charges yesterday. Hey, stick hands. I saw you 3 stick hands. Did you see that? You made them put it on the ground. And just subtle comments throughout the practice to let them know that what they did. And then in the middle of the game, for sure, because we're talking about confidence in games and things like that. Letting them know that what they're doing, they're bringing value to the team. And value comes in many different ways. And just reminding them that what they're doing in their roles, and just keep doing what you're doing. You're all right. You're all right. You're all right. Coach, I haven't. You're all right. You're helping us win. Are we up? Yeah. Okay. You're playing well. I ain't upset at you. You're upset at yourself because you haven't made a shot. But what you're doing defensively, or that extra pass to the corner, or that kill spot that you just had, boom. Or a big one. Here's a big one that I celebrate is when we have a balanced side, and the slot guy recognizes it, and he just gives a rub cut and takes his defender with him, and the ball handler comes behind him into that triple gap that we like to a single side, and we get a score. I'll even call a timeout for that. Hey, we scored because of you. That was a rub assist right there. You gave us the
Yeah.
gap, you cut, and we got the layup, or it resulted in a score. It resulted in a score, but you recognize that we were balanced and we didn't have a gap that we like in our offense. So you just cut through. You took your defender, and our ball handler came right rubbing off of your back. And the big man stepped up, and we dished it to the 5, and we got a layup. And the guy that got the assist and the big man that got the layup are going to get the whole credit. But I'm going to call a timeout. I'm going to make sure and let that kid know that made that rub cut. And that's going to give him confidence. Like, hey, I didn't score or anything, but I made the right play. You're making plays out there. So I think there's different ways to give confidence. I like to give confidence like that. Like I said, a lot of times when people say you got to give them confidence, they associate it with making shots.
Yeah.
Well, he's not making shots. How you gonna give him confidence? Well,
Coach, you
coach,
telling me that there's no parent meeting that you're gonna have where they talk about you're hurting my son's defensive confidence? That's that
yeah, yeah, do it
that
right.
doesn't happen.
Yeah, it doesn't happen. So it's not confidence, just not associated with that. So we try to reinforce the good stuff that they're doing, sprinting, creating space, boxing out. A lot of times we talked about earlier, facing a guy that's eight offensive rebound guy, and hey man, no rebounds for number 22 yesterday. Good job, man.
And I think you've nailed something right here. I agree that you can do this in a group setting for sure, because I like to end every game, win or lose, with celebrations. And my post games, I've eliminated those. So my post games, they're 3 minutes long. They're out at center court, and we do celebrations, talk about tomorrow's schedule, and then we let them go eat pizza or be with their friends. But because we want them to care an appropriate amount. You and I are gonna be up till 1, but they don't need to do
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
But
yeah,
I love the idea of those individual little touches that you're getting, and I was trying to think of when are good times to do that, because most of us will a day after game, let's say it's a Wednesday, that'll be a lighter day, like you said. That's a really good day for the weight room. That's a really good day. Every day is a good day for skill work, but definitely on that
yeah.
Wednesday. And because some coach said that all offense is skill work, but I think those are times during skill work, you can go around and get individual touches and give those reminders. And during the weight room, I would encourage myself and any other coach during the weight room, don't clump together in the weight room and let them just do their workout. Be active during it for sure, walking around, but that's a great place for individual touches and conversations. Maybe you saw that Johnny after the game was a little bit down, and you can ask him, "Man, how are
Yeah,
you feeling after?" And he said, "Coach, I didn't shoot very well." "Oh, you know what? But I loved your shots that you took."
yeah,
And Johnny, you might not have hit a high percentage now, but what does that mean for the next game? Coach, that means I'm probably going to go off. Yeah. Like that's how we think about that, right?
yeah.
And so, but if you don't take advantage of those small moments, then you may miss out on opportunities to help enhance their confidence.
Yeah, wait, that I don't coach in the weight room. Like I don't coach in the weight room. I do exactly what you say. Assistant coaches, you got the weight room, you got the workout, and I'm doing exactly what you just said. Like building relationships. I might jump in a set with the guys. Like, hey, this is all you can do. I'm gonna do it too. That is my time to joke around with them,
Yeah.
and I'll go down and give them those nuggets like, hey, good job. Hey, you were down. What happened? I didn't make any shots. Hey, you didn't make any shots, but this, and this, or hey, what's up? Or I'll even talk to, hey, what you do last night? Did you go see so and so, or did like the weight room is not my strength for like even like I'm not gonna sit here and say like I could put up some good workouts or this and that. So just leave it to my assistant. Let them be their baby. If they want to do it on the whistle, they do it on the whistle. If they want to do it, everybody they write it on the board. Make sure you get these 5 workouts in, whatever they want to do. But me, I'm in there building those relationships, pinching them in the rib cage, give them a nudge, talking a little bit of smack, humbling the best player, but giving that confidence to the role players, and managing those kind of relationships. Like I said, I'll jump in the set. I'll just be relaxed in there. That I'm not gonna be, man, that's all you're doing. Man, come on, like you can do more than that. Like sometimes I will just say, well, if you can do 10, I'm gonna do 12. And they're like, well, let's have more weight, and then just finding different ways. But that's where I take a step back and kind of wanna just mess around with them and have those one-on-ones.
I think that's a great point, man. Early on in faith, I think I was on too much. I was on all the time, and that can be a lot. I on in
Yeah.
the weight room, on in skill work, on in film, and didn't take enough time to let them see a little bit of my personality to get to just have a conversation with them, not just as Coach Sayman, but as just somebody that cares about you and wants to know how your day was. And I like that. Like, where can we? And I think the summer is a great time for us not to be
Yeah.
on all the time, or else you get those players start to view us, I think, more as this is a transactional relationship. We only care what they can do for us on the floor. And then how do we be more transformational? Delegate some of those responsibilities to our coaches, and then figure out times where we don't have to be on all the time.
Yeah, and man, you hit on the like it's hard, like being on in film, like film on the court, in the weight room, in the locker room, supervising, like being on, like I'm 100% honest. I might not be on one day in practice. I might like imagine that because it's become a year-round thing, and not, like you're saying in the summer, be off. Like we're asking these guys to come in the summer on their own time to where they can do other things, family vacation.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna be on them. And I know some coaches say, well, that's what they're here for, that's what they're here. Well, yeah, that's what they're here for. But at the same time, they don't have to be here, they're just here. They want to be here. You can still get through a lot of you can be super productive, without being on. You can do I mean, I like that quote you said, every skill, every offense is skill every day.
Yeah.
Just let them
Offensive
work
skill
on their
work. Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
Just let them work on their game with your parameters. Okay, we
Yeah.
are lane line driving offense. Get in there and give them a couple of moves, a couple of drills that they're going to get in there and work on their lane line offense. And then with a kick out, with your rules, with your concepts, with a fill behind, and let them, you don't have jump in the drill with them. Jump in the drill with them and show them that you can shoot or you can dribble as also, or just be the corner guy. Like you don't have to
That's
be on all
dangerous
the
for me,
time.
coach, right now. I want to try to keep a little mystery in that to where like, man, could he play? Yeah,
Yeah.
I
No,
think he
they know I
could, but
can. So man, get in there, like be off. It's okay, be off. Like you said, like you named like 4 or 5 things where you got to be on, and you're like, man, that's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of stress. And for us that do this, we're trying to be perfect every time. And imagine being on and trying to be perfect at every situation, at those 4 things that you mentioned, man. That can wear you down. That can wear you down. You know. So take some time, coach.
yeah, thanks, man. I need that reminder, and I think
Yeah.
we all do.
Thank you for checking out today's episode. Please take a moment to subscribe to this podcast, share it with your fellow coaches, and find us on social media for what's coming up next on the JAMODI podcast. It's just a matter of doing it.